5 years. 5 whole years. I can't believe it's been that long already, since the very beginning. Hello, and welcome back to... Oh wait, no, wrong intro. I'm not going to say it feels like it was just yesterday that I first made the channel, because it didn't feel like that, but it certainly didn't feel like 5 whole years, you know? Some of those years passed so quickly for me, and I know I haven't been continuously uploading and making videos on this channel for all 5 of those years. I do understand how some people feel that I was technically dead, quote unquote, for most of that time, but I've always been making stuff and doing things during that time, whether it was this channel or other projects. And for me, those 5 years have just, you know, they flew by. And I still vividly remember sitting down in the room in my school. I was still in secondary school when I first made this channel in my final year. And I still remember sitting down in that room, in the technology computer room, and I remember one lunchtime or break time or something, I sat in there, and in one of those computers I made my channel for the first time. I still remember it, like, just vividly. Now, I've got some stuff I can show you, being a 5th anniversary update video. I can show you some unseen content and images and stuff. I haven't got much videos per se that have been unseen by this point, because I've re-uploaded so much stuff for my second channel. It's basically everything I've ever made is out now. But I can show you really embarrassing old rubbish that I've had from back then that used to be public. It used to be the face of my channel. I mean, look at this. This is what my channel looked like in 2013, in April 26th, when I first made it. I had no access to anything other than bloody MS Paint, right? But very shortly after that, I used Photoshop in the schools to make a nicer looking one. At least I could cut out the white background out of the plums. I can't believe it looked that bad, honestly. It's just... So, I know you'll probably been wanting some YouTube poop from me, you know, you want to see some epic, where is the Michael Rosen videos, please, that's why I'm subscribed to you. But first, before we get that all out of the way, I just wanted to put some sort of unique video out of an update of sorts, because I feel like I haven't been very open with you all, and I haven't been clear enough to you all what has been going on with this channel in the last few years and what I'm planning to do, because I've got over 12,000 subscribers now, which is incredible. First of all, I can't believe I've got that many, and I don't think I actually deserve that many, especially given the lack of content now. But I understand with that many people clicking on my channel, I need to be clear with you all about what's happening with the state of this channel now and where we're going from here. And I thought, what better time to do a video like that than right now, 5-year anniversary of the making of my channel. It's just, you know, it's a perfect opportunity, right? So here we go. We're gonna split this video up into 6 main questions. This is the closest we'll get to a Q&A, because I know you poopers all this time have done Q&As. Like every pooper out there has done a Q&A at some point in their time of their channel, except me. I feel like I'm the only person who has never done a Q&A before, and I never intended to do one. I used to have an Ask FM years ago, but nobody uses that anymore, so I guess this video will be the closest you guys are ever gonna get to a ThePlamzJoker Q&A, because I know there's some very strong questions that I'm sure is on many of your minds right now, and I intend to answer them about, again, the state of my channel and what's happening with the videos and that. So, I'm going to answer all these questions and hopefully also provide a few stories and bits of information. There's going to be a lot of talking in this video, so if you can't stand the sound, if you can't stand the sound of my voice, I suggest you do not listen to this, because there's going to be a lot of it in this. And I'll also quickly point out that there is a massive stark difference between this video, the way I'm talking in this video, and my confidence-wise, and that that video I did ages ago, I don't know if you remember that, it's still on my channel, the Editorial #1, the You Are Very Special thing, that was terrible. I haven't watched it in a long time, like many of my old videos. I haven't watched them in years, but from what I remember of it, it was really bad. It wasn't supposed to be taken very seriously because it was just sort of like a test to see, because I bought a new microphone at the time, which was a terrible microphone, but it was the first time I got a microphone right, and I wanted to test my voice and have a voice reveal to people on my channel who hadn't already talked to me on Skype. That was back in the day. And I wanted to do a little thing, and I didn't know what to do to show my voice. So I just had this card from college, as I explained in that video, and I just riffed off it and just did a little commentary video off of it. It's absolutely abhorrently terrible, but it stands as a milestone because it was the first time I experimented with non-YouTube videos using my voice, you know, doing things. But since then, I'll get into this as well. Since then, I've used my voice an absolute ton for videos, so I'm more than experienced with talking and not afraid to show my silly voice to anyone who's listening out there. So, you know, that, like the VidMe announcement. You remember that video? Had to get rid of that now because VidMe died. Yeah, that's great. I couldn't keep that public, but stuff like that, like using my voice for some sort of gag or video or opportunity, you know, like some sort of special, I have no problem. I got the confidence now. So a lot has changed in 5 years since I started this channel. So what happened to the ThePlamzJoker? What happened? Where did it all go wrong? And I can actually tell you guys everything. I can tell you the whole story of my channel and my whole life story. I could tell you everything, right? I'm not gonna do that because I'll be here for like 2 hours. This video will be like 2 hours long if I was to tell you the whole story. I'm not gonna talk about all that right now. For those who want to know, I will talk about that someday, maybe in a podcast, hint hint, who knows, you know, don't get too excited, maybe. But for now, I'm just gonna concentrate on what happened to me, what, you know, info about the channel and the videos as we stand. So what happened to my videos? I used to make Michael Rosen YTPs all the time. I used to make videos like at least once a month, right? That's how I used to do back in late 2013, early 2014. And as you can tell, using that timeline image that I made, that I put up in that video in January, I made that in Photoshop real quick. I just wanted to see, put it in perspective, just how the difference over time of how often I put up videos. And as you can clearly see, it was around mid-2014 that I sort of dropped off, and the consistency with making videos just definitely took a nosedive. And I know I put more effort into each video, so they took longer to make, but I definitely went on longer hiatuses, or however you want to say that. So yeah, it's pretty clear. So it's like, people might be wondering, what on earth happened to you? You used to make Michael Rosen poops and now, I mean, yeah, I got tired of it. You can just say I got bored of it and I didn't want to make YouTube poops anymore, but that isn't the only reason. I didn't just suddenly one day get bored. There were things that factored into this, and on this timeline you can clearly see, as I put in a few personal details as well. If you caught it, you would see certain factors or catalysts in this reaction of sorts that triggered this whole difference in my content and what happened. So in about, I'd say about August, July, something 2014. So I had this phone, right? This is a long story, but I'll try and keep it relatively short. I don't want to make this video too long. So I had this phone and I started writing written chapters of my videos. I just sort of had the inspiration to start writing. I had a knack for creative writing and I really enjoyed doing it at the time. So, and in college, I was trying to get a hold of a creative writing course even to do it, because I enjoyed writing stories and the descriptive writing of it. I really enjoyed doing it and I thought I had a knack for it. So I made another secondary hobby where I wrote written chapters of all the Michael Rosen videos that I'd made. And if you go to my DeviantArt profile, because that's the only place I even bothered to put it up, was on DeviantArt, which makes no sense. I mean, you could call it art, but it's just stories. There are 4 chapters of the story up now, which I made back at that time, I made then. And what I did was, when I was going to college and when I was going to and from college, traveling to my family, everywhere, every time I was traveling or just doing something monotonous and boring, right, I would have my old phone and I'd go on the memo pad and I'd be writing the story, because the videos I'd made were still fresh in my head. So I was just thinking of the videos and writing this whole story out of it, where I could go more in detail than the video ever did. I could talk about Michael Rosen's facial expressions, like what he was thinking at every moment, what the characters were thinking, cover some plot holes by writing more details in the story to fix some of the potential problems and, you know, dodge loopholes that the original videos may have fallen into, you see. And I was really enjoying doing it. So I'd write it on the memo pad on my phone whenever I was at college, traveling, or doing something boring, right? And then I would type it up onto the computer on Notepad. And I would copy what I would have on my phone, but it was like a second stage where it would be refined. So any bit that I didn't think was that good, I would fix up when I wrote it on the computer. And then as I was writing it a second time, I'd think up better ways to describe things, better sentences, more things to write, and it would get refined and it would get sort of like renewed and better. It's like a second draft sort of thing, whereas the phone's one is like a first draft. And by doing that, I'd like to think, I haven't read it in years, but I'd like to think that I came up with some pretty good stories. And I had 4 chapters. So first it was on the phone, then it was on the computer, and then it went on to DeviantArt. I had 4 chapters on DeviantArt finished. So Incest Fugal, Space Part 2, and the no swearing one. I had those done, right? That's how many I had finished. On my phone, the first draft, I had written chapters all the way halfway through Tomato 3. That's how much I had on that phone written down. That is a lot of writing. And what happened was, in 2014, as you can see on the timeline, I lost the phone. I still to this day do not know how on earth I lost that phone, but I was at a supermarket one day and either it fell out my pocket or I left it somewhere. I have no clue what happened. As the years pass, I forget more and more. Somehow I lost that phone sometime in August 2014. I lost this phone, and all that, I didn't really care about the phone. It was a rubbish phone. It didn't matter. But what mattered was all that written work. All those stories from after No Swearing all the way to halfway through Tomato 3. That's so much. And I remember every single time I was either on a train or the bus and I was racking my brain, writer's block, trying to think of things to write for a particular situation to describe how Michael felt or what he was doing. And I was coming up with like the perfect combination of words for the perfect sentence. And countless times I had those moments, writer's block and all that, and the amount of times I got over that and wrote the stories, I just knew there was no way, absolutely no way I was going to be able to write all those stories all over again. Obviously I couldn't remember all the things I wrote, and I knew if I wrote them again they would never be as good as the initial what I wrote in the first place. So that was the first thing. That hit me hard, real hard. My motivation just disappeared. I lost a lot of motivation. And on top of that, when I finished that year at that college in 2014, that creative writing course that I said I wanted to do, I unfortunately couldn't do it because my grades weren't good enough to take it on. So I had to go to a different college and spend 2 years doing a media course there. So I didn't get to even live up to that whole passion of creative writing anyway. So that was double whammy. That was dreams crushed in a way. It wasn't a massive ambition. It was just an interest, a small interest. But even still, that was crushed, as well as losing that phone. And that was just absolutely... And then when I started that new college, the amount of work that I had to do from late 2014 to, I don't know, mid 2015 to 2016. So around that time, I had so much college work in that second college. It was overwhelming, and I had very little time to focus on making videos and doing what I wanted to do, my hobbies. So and on top of what happened already, it was a real blow. So that right there, that was what killed ThePlamzJoker in a sense, in a metaphorical way, because I would say personally that since August 2014, this channel and my motivation and my creativity for making Rosen videos and videos in between has never been the same. I've never quite gotten back to that same level of creativity. I still haven't climbed, even to this day. So that was what killed the channel. That's what happened to ThePlamzJoker. I always wanted to carry on after that, and I tried, but I just couldn't do it. And when that new college kicked in all that work on me, and other things that are also mentioned on the timeline, there was just no way. I couldn't do it. And then, of course, Christmas Day 2014, or Christmas Eve it was, the morning Christmas Eve 2014, my computer decided to die. It's a classic tale that I like to tell people. I was left without a computer for a good 5 months or something. That was the first time I had a really long break on my channel. Because I know these days, every time I make a video, people are like, okay, see you next year. That's just how it is now. But back then, that was the first time I went on a really long break because of that PC dying from 2014 Christmas to April 2015. And you all know what I came back with, Tim Rubs One Out. It was the video that propelled my channel into this completely new realm of popularity, because at that time, as it says in the beginning of the video, thank you all for 2,000 subscribers. I had 2,000. I gained 1,000 subscribers in 1 year, roughly at the same time as a year of my channel. Then 2,000 by Tim Rubs One Out. And then after that video, the thousands just kept pouring in. And I couldn't keep up with it because I wasn't making videos so much, so I didn't really deserve it. But this one video just completely transformed the popularity of my channel. It ascended it. And I couldn't keep up with it. Now was the time to make videos more than ever because they would get loads of views and people would watch them. But unfortunately, that was just the state of it. Like, it was exactly the same time, unfortunately, that I was unmotivated and wasn't able to make videos frequently like I used to before I got all that exposure and subscribers come in. Now that I have the audience to entertain and get views from, I can't make any videos because I've got no motivation. Isn't that just typical? But that's the story. That's what happened to ThePlamzJoker. I apologise for the amount of talking that I'm doing for just one question, but there is a lot I could talk about. Like I said, I could be going for 2 hours if I wanted to tell you about the entire, like, how I started this channel, but I'm not going to talk about that because it's way too much. So that's what happened to ThePlamzJoker. I lost the phone and an absolute bunch of written work. And actually, as a follow-up on that, I think it was about a year, maybe 2 years ago, I was walking past my old college, my first college, the one where I made these videos and was writing these stories at, and it kind of sparked a few memories. It took me back to that time where I was still making videos and I still had that fun passion where making Rosen videos and stuff like that was still fun and fun to do regularly. And it made me think about all the stuff from back then, and I was thinking, maybe one day I can pick it up again. The stories, I mean, writing the written chapters. Maybe, I feel like maybe because so much time has passed, maybe I could start writing those stories again. I tell myself that, but you know me, always taking forever to make one video, so I procrastinate like anything with this channel, but I would like to carry them on someday. So that's one question. What are you doing? You're just sitting on your bum playing video games this entire time, right? Well, the answer is yes, but I am still making stuff, and here's where I finally get to tell you about other channels. So first of all, I want to direct you all and get your attention to my second channel, ThePlamzJoker 2. I made this also in late 2014 because I needed a second channel to put lesser important sideline content on that's still interesting enough to show people, but isn't good enough and prominent enough to show on the forefront of my channel. So I made ThePlamzJoker 2 to put up a few things at the time, and then I think it was last year or sometime like that, I put up everything, all the old stuff from this channel that I had, the really old Rosen videos that I had way back in my iMovie days that were absolutely terrible, like the raps. Do you remember the raps? Who here remembers the raps? The Frantic Factory rap, the Creepy Castle rap, all the rest of them. Who remembers those? There weren't many people on my channel at that time, and I remember there was only a few people. But I put up all those old videos that I didn't like anymore, and it was so absolutely bad. I won't get rid of any of my old Rosen story videos, relax, I'm not going to delete those, but I just wanted to take out all those extra videos that were terrible, but I still wanted to show people everything I had, my entire back catalogue since the beginning, which included a bunch of unseen stuff that I made when I first got Sony Vegas in September 2013. I still remember the dates. I've got all this like history in my head of all the dates. I can never forget this history of my channel. Here's the thing about the second channel. I've had it since 2014. I've had it all this time, but it's only got about 300 subscribers or something, and compare that to my 12,000 on my main channel. I worked it out just a couple of months ago. I worked it out, like I used the maths, I did the homework. It's roughly about 3% of the audience that I have on here. 3%! That's ridiculous. So any video I put up on that channel, even if it's just, you know, a silly little joke video that's not that important, it's still something. And it doesn't even manage to break 100 views, maybe, sometimes. Some of them don't. If you're interested in this channel still and you still like my content, please consider subscribing to the second channel, because there's still lots more content on there that I'm sure you'll be interested in. And another thing for that second channel, I always had the idea of reviewing some YouTube collabs. So I still haven't seen the 71st birthday collab yet, and I know the 72nd one is literally coming right up. It's about to come out like next month, so I still haven't seen the previous one from last year. I've been meaning to get around to watching it, but I still haven't done it. And what I wanted to do was, I wanted to do a sort of not reaction video, relax. It's not just going to be me sitting there smiling at a video for 3 hours or however long that collab is. What I want to do is a kind of review where I watch each entry and I talk about it and I say, you know, what was good, what wasn't that good, what you can improve, and, you know, some constructive criticism for every entrant. And when the new one comes out, maybe I could do a second one for that as well, a big long review of every entry. So I'm not going to put that on this channel though, that's the thing. That's why I want to draw attention to this second channel. So if anyone's interested in that kind of content, be sure to check out that second channel, because I very well may put up stuff like that on that channel very soon. I may also do reaction review videos of all my old videos, because most of my old videos, especially the iMovie ones, I haven't watched those in years. Back when I first made them, I used to watch them quite a few times because I enjoyed watching them back. But in the last 3 to 4 years, I don't think I've even watched them once. I haven't seen many of these videos in such a long time. I can barely even remember what I made. When I see it, it will jog my memory, but it's just been so long. So what I thought about doing was maybe doing reviews of those videos as well, and like having critiques for my past and just laughing at how absolutely awful they are. So if you're interested in that, again, second channel, I may be doing reviews of those videos as well as the birthday collabs, and so yeah, go check that out. And the other thing I've been working on, again, as indicated by the timeline here, I keep bringing it up. I'm just talking in front of the computer, just hoping that my editing self from the future is going to edit it in accordingly. So about October 2015, I did another experimental thing where I wanted to try. So I've always done these experimental videos where I try and do something different that's not a YouTube hoop, where I utilize either my voice or something else I'm doing. So, you know, there was the You Are Very Special video, there was the Ashens impersonation, and I could talk about that as well, and me wanting to do more of those, but I'm not going to talk about everything in this video. If you guys want to know more about stuff, I'm going to have to make a second video about all of this. Oh man, there's so much to talk about. But those kind of experimental videos were all well and good, but they haven't aged well. I don't think they're that great in the long run now. But in October 2015, I did another experimental thing. You guys aren't going to like what you're going to hear, but I played an indie horror game and I recorded myself talking about it. It's as absolutely terrible as it sounds, and I completely understand if you would never want to check those out in your entire life. I wouldn't either, because they are also horrible, but I found my niche and I started making them more often, and before I knew it, I started making my own little audience there. I've got another channel with another audience, and I've been doing this on this channel for a good couple of years now, almost 2 years. I've been regularly doing stuff on that channel, and this entire time I have not on this channel asked people to go and check it out. I haven't promoted it, I haven't shown it in descriptions or nothing. I did that on purpose because I know most of my YouTube audience are not interested in it, so I always kept them separate. But today, 5-year anniversary, that's about to change. I want to tell you all, I've got a channel called Hexa. That's my games channel, that's where I do games and stuff, and for the last couple of years I'd say that's been the main focus. And I apologise for those of you who want to see me do more YouTube hoops, but it's a lot of fun, and people have a lot of fun watching them. So if you are at all interested in seeing me rage and swear, go and check it out. But by all means, if you don't want to see that stuff, don't subscribe to it. It's completely up to you. That is my explanation as to why I haven't been making stuff as much. Of course, there's also the lack of motivation to make a YouTube hoop, etc. It's not just because he's making gaming videos now, he's going to retire from YouTube and give up. No, that's not the case. But of course, it's a lot easier to make gaming videos. Of course, as you must know, it's a lot easier to record, edit, and put up. It's, you know, it still takes a while, but it's a lot easier to make a YouTube hoop. It takes a lot more effort and creativity. I'm not denouncing that. That is the truth. But the fact that at the same time I lost a lot of motivation for making YouTube poops, and it wasn't really fun. I wasn't really enjoying it. And can you really hate on me for the simple fact that I just didn't really enjoy making YouTube poops anymore? It seemed more and more like a chore to make them, like a chore, like a task you have to complete, rather than a fun hobby, which is what it used to be when I first started. And while making these game videos, that's now the fun hobby, and it's like starting all over again, but the same fun, happy hobby goodness. So the next question. So this ties in right away to the next question, because me talking about this gaming channel and you guys probably going, I can't believe he's given up YouTube poop for gaming. No, that's where you're wrong. That is not the case. It's very, very hard to try and do both at the same time, obviously, but are you dead? Are you retiring? Are you giving up YouTube poop? No, 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 and all of the no's. I'm not dead. I have never been dead, and I never will be. No, wait, that doesn't really work. Just as long as I'm making videos, and if I've gone for a long time, I'm not dead. I don't know how to explain this, but I'm not dead, okay? I'm not giving up, and I'm not retiring YouTube poop. I've never considered retiring YouTube poop. Even when it started being a chore and it's not fun, I am not giving up. Not giving up. And I know I barely upload, but I'm still alive, okay? I'm still out there, and I'm still a YouTube poop channel. I'm still a YouTube pooper. You can't take that away from me. I could go like 2 years without making a video. I'm still a YouTube pooper, okay? And inside my heart, I know where it lies. If you have Twitter and you want to follow me on there, you'll know I'm still active, because I'm active on there. So you can tell that I'm still around, and I have been still around all 5 years. I've still been here. There's never been one time where I've sort of given up using the internet or gone outside. You know, remember that, guys? Remember that outside, the great outdoors? That was a thing once, yeah. If you want to keep up to date with my shenanigans, follow me on Twitter. And sometimes, rarely, very rarely, I do actually tweet about videos and projects when I'm actually making a YouTube or a video related to it. Like that channel trailer that I put up recently, I tweet about technical stuff and hints and screenshots and, hey, look, I'm working on this, just to show people that I'm doing it. And if you want to talk to me and get in touch and ask me a question or point out something, hey, I hate your videos, they suck, you can go and tweet me on Twitter and say that, because I will see it. So no, I'm not retiring, no, I'm not dead, and no, I'm not quitting. People want to know, I'm sure, because of the recent incidents with Michael's channel, because Artifice Design is now no longer called that. It's now Poems and Stories of Michael Rosen and that. Like, it was very amateur back in the day, but now it's very professional. Like, they're taking it real seriously, and as a result of that, they're copyright claiming and taking down Rosen poops all over the gaff, okay? We've seen it. Anyone who knows what's been happening with the whole Rosen YouTube poop stuff knows that in the last few months, people have been hit hard. People like Chicken Pika and that, who have been losing their videos. He recently got them back, but it's things like that. People like Infection Form. I just want to say right now, Infection Form was the #1 inspiration for me to start making my videos, and I love them. And it was just heartbreaking to see the Michael Rosen Rhapsody disappear. That was one of my favourite videos of all time. And there are other videos, and they're just gone. They're deleted. They're not even private. They're gone. So here's my 2 cents on this whole thing about Michael taking down videos. He's been taking down all the birthday collabs as well. It's not him, by the way. Let me just get this across. It's not actually Michael sitting at a computer shooting everyone down, okay? It's whoever's managing his channel, whether that's his son or someone else in charge of the channel, I don't know. Some of them are automated, so they're not even doing it. It's just like automatic copyright stuff. So most of the birthday collabs are getting hit as well, except for the one I've done, which is interesting. The one I've hosted has not been hit. I can clarify that none of my videos have been hit by... They've been claimed over the years. They've been monetized claimed by Michael's channel, but none of them have been struck or taken down on my channel yet. I've been fine, but I'll tell you, as soon as something does happen, I will fight this battle, because it isn't fair that what he's doing is what he's doing. You know, we all know this. Fair use and everything. Everyone knows about fair use and how this works, so I don't have to explain that. Recently, in the last few months, since this happened, since the Chicken Pika thing, since his videos went down before he got them back, when that happened, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. That was the plum that broke the Rosen's back, okay? That was the point where I went, right, that's it, I've had enough. what I started doing was, because I already managed a re-uploads channel and I had archives of people's videos, I just did more. I did more and more. And I started single-handedly trying to collect as much of the Rosen YouTube community as possible. And as you can see by the screenshot here, I've already got an absolute ton of members. There's still plenty of channels left for me to get videos from, but I have a lot of people already. So from here onwards, I've been working real hard to get as many videos as possible from all walks of this community, just to be sure. So I have an absolute mass archive of everything. I'm excited to announce my ideas, what's to come. It feels so good to be open with you guys and tell you what I'm actually doing, instead of being all secret and anonymous and hidden and all this, not telling people what's going on. So I've got a bunch of YouTube source ideas. Of course, I've got a small list of ideas for sources that I could just do. I'd love to do more videos like In Dashi We Trust and Tim Rubs One Out. I like doing videos like those kind of YouTubers. I like those. I want to do more stuff like that with other sources in the future. For the most part, I'm kind of tired of doing Michael Rosen stuff, and I won't really be doing it anymore. The 70th birthday collab was the last collab I had any involvement in because I hosted it. And then after that, I didn't join the 71st, and I'm afraid to say I will not be joining the upcoming 72nd one. I'm not part of that either, but at the same time, when it comes to Rosen stuff, I have something to finish, and you all know what it is. The most important thing on this channel was the story, and the story will continue. That is a promise, okay, guys? Note this. Watch this space, mark my words. Yeah, that's it. It will be completed. Someday I will finish this story. It may take it could take like 2 years to make it. I don't know. Hopefully it won't take that long, but it may take a long time to make, but the story will be concluded, and there will be a great grand video with Michael Rosen and all the characters and just everything you've been wanting to see for the last 4 years since I left off the story. And I was actually about to start that next video, right? I was actually making it. I had a Vegas project where I made an opening scene, and if you want, I can even show you this. This video is going to be super, super special. I'm going to show you that clip right now if I've still got it.
Well guys, this is it. The big one. The shit stopper.
Alright everybody, you know what you have to do. We've done it before, and we can do it again. See him Florna. See I am this yes. So remember, don't be easily misled by whatever gets thrown at us. I've got earplums. I mean earplums, in case anyone tries to make me have a mental breakdown again.
We can't be afraid to die. Death's coming to all of us.
Don't worry, because now is the time to purge those inner demons, because the battle for the past is going to be fought in the present, right here, right now.
Well, if it all sort of goes tits up, I've got an intense backup.
Blimey, you're a poet, and you didn't even know it. Anyway, enough chit-chat. Let's finish what I started. Yeah.
There it is. That's all I made. And I know it's not much, but that's all I had. I began to work on that straight after the Party to End All Parties. So in 2014, it was still going. I had already begun what people like to call Tomato 4. When's it coming? When's Tomato 4 coming? Just for the record, I know it's not a detailed Q&A, and I'm just going over a few significant questions, but it's not going to be called Tomato 4. I just want to get that out there for everyone over all these years that have been asking and asking and asking, when is Tomato 4? When is it coming? It's not going to be called Tomato 4, but it will be coming. And even if nobody really watches it because it's been such a long time, and all my subscribers now are here because of Tim Rubs One Out and stuff like, and Dashi We Trust and stuff like that, and nobody really knows about the Rosen story anymore, so when I put it up, it only gets like 100 views and everyone's like, what's this about? Even if that will be the case, it will be personal satisfaction, if anything, because just for me personally, because I wanted to put an end to this and complete this. Just my own gratification, if not for anyone else's, but I hope you guys will enjoy it when it finally gets made too. There's actually another scrapped clip I can show you, another deleted scene, which I made in 2015 but later decided not to keep.
Guys. What's that?
hiring
game
bodyguards
and
with
toy
people
manufacturers
using
learn to
weapons
live
and
with
silly
sense.
guns.
Oh.
So yeah, that's what I'll be doing for Michael stuff. As I hinted in my new channel trailer, I am very aware of the story and it will continue. That's what the channel trailer represents. That's what it's trying to tell. Maybe I'll do one more fails to tell, you know, that one fails to perform linear comedy style video where it's just a bunch of jokes. Maybe I'll do one more of those in the future, maybe not. But other than that, that's about it for Rosen. So if you guys are still subscribed for consistent and constant Michael Rosen videos, you might not get it much anymore on this channel. That's all just a word of warning. I also have other future projects, including a collab idea. Now, I know I had a lot of stress dealing with that 70th birthday collab. That was a lot of hard work, but I've got an idea for a collab. I'm not telling anyone what the source is because I don't want anyone to guess and spoil it. I'm not telling a single soul. That's what's to come from this channel, and anything in between will just be some YouTube hoops of random sources, and I'm sure you guys always seem to enjoy those ones where it's just YouTube hoops of just something or another. So yeah, there will be stuff to come. That's the main point. There will be things to come. I know I take a very long time to do it and my motivation is scarce, but it will happen and there will be things to come, hopefully. Getting this video, just this video getting out of the way is going to feel so relieving for me. So that's the main questions. If there was any like significant big question on everyone's mind that I didn't answer or didn't address in some form in this video, you can always ask stuff down below in the comments. I'm so used to doing this because of the other channel. I'm so used to doing this that it's just like second nature at this point. Keep them comments coming and I will read them, and if you ask me a question I will answer it, and anything you need to know. That's about as good as a Q&A as you're ever going to get from this channel. So I hope you enjoyed that, and here's to 5 years of ThePlamzJoker and hopefully 5 more years to, oh my gosh, could you believe it, 10-year anniversary. Here's an idea for the 10th anniversary of ThePlamzJoker in 5 years time, right? I remake the entire story from the first video to Tomato 3 and all the rest of it, and I put them all together in one mega video. So it's like a movie. It's like a massive DVD collection of the entire story in one video. That's an idea. That could be the 10th anniversary, because if I tried to make that now, it would take me way too long to make that. So don't expect that anytime soon. That's just an idea. But yeah, here's to 5 more years, and again, thank you so much for all the subscribers. I've never really told you guys with my own voice in person in this way how much I appreciate all the support and the views of the subscribers, and the amount that I've gotten over the years is absolutely incredible. So thank you all for that. So it feels so much better to say it. It's not just a piece of purple text saying it. It's my voice. Thank you all for 12,000. Hey, let's get to 15k, yeah! Well, you know, first you got to start, you know, making videos. Oh yeah, I've got to do that. Oh, well, I'll get on to doing that in due course, in good time. And for those future things that are coming up, I hope some of you are interested. So all the things I mentioned will be linked in the description. Please consider checking those out if you're interested in the second channel, my gaming channel, my Twitter, all of that. And that must be it. I can't think of anything else I want to talk about unless I want to talk about my life story. So thank you all for listening, and I will see you in whatever video I'll do next. That was to give me a boost of confidence, and hopefully sometime in the future I'll come up with something better to discuss.